Welcome to the video showing the assembly of the Heartwheelers Dog Wheelchair. In this video we will show how each of the parts were mated, and we will also show a drawing of the assembly and also some different views of the assembly itself. To begin, this is the completed dog wheelchair. This is a engineering drawing of the wheelchair. We have a front view, a top view, a right view, and an isometric view of the completed wheelchair. To begin with the mating, let us start with the T-connector pipe up here. So first we have a coincident mate with this pipe here and the T-connector pipe here. The reason for the coincident mate is because these two pipes will be touching together in the wheelchair. A concentric mate makes sure that these circular pipes have the same center, and this prevents movement in a variety of directions and make sure they are aligned correctly. For these hex bolts we have here, you want a concentric mate such that the bolt will actually fit through the hole that is in this PVC pipe, and we want a coincident mate such that over here with this T-connector and this pipe, because these pipes are connecting in the wheelchair. To continue, we are going to have coincident mates between this elbow connector and the pipe down here. This is because we want them to be touching, and this is because they are fixed pieces on the wheelchair. The concentric mate makes sure that these two PVC pipes have the same center and therefore are lined up correctly, and this adjustable pipe would be able to slide in and out. Again, concentric mates are used for the hex bolts, and this is because these hex bolts slide in and out of the holes. Continuing further down on the frame of the wheelchair, we have concentric mates of the adjustable part of the frame and the fixed part of the frame, and this is concentric to make sure that they line up and will fit into each other nicely to slide. This gives the wheelchair its adjustable quality. Here we can see the concentric mates of the nuts and bolts. And here we can see concentric mates of the pipes. We want the pipes to be coincident because they are touching. And again, coincident because they are touching in the prototype. More coincident mates between this part of this axle of the wheel and this T-connector pipe here. More concentric mating between the end cap and the pipe, because we want to make sure the end cap is fitted onto the PVC pipe as it would in real life, where it just slides on. As we work on the top part, we have this pipe being concentric to the T-connector, or I'm sorry, coincident with the T-connector, because they will be touching in the prototype. Same with these pipes. Same with these pipes. And there's this perpendicular mate because this angle is 90 degrees on the wheelchair. So this restrains the movement of this elbow from moving in any other direction, and this is necessary because this elbow needs to point 90 degrees to the other side of the frame such that they connect. So this restricts the swivel movement of the elbow with that mate. This parallel is between this pipe and the top plane, and this is such that the holes on this pipe are aligned correctly with the holes on this pipe, and a bolt can be inserted within. That is the purpose of this parallel mate there. Same with this pipe, just to make sure that it is lined up correctly, and these following pipes as well. Some are parallel to the right plane, and this ensures that it does not move. The reason for this T connector to be parallel to the right plane is because the T connector needs to have this 90-degree angle to this upward pipe here, such that it will be able to connect the two sides of the frames. This adjustable pipe is concentric with this pipe because it fits inside and is the adjustable piece to make the wheelchair different in width. Again, similar concentric mates for the bolts into the holes, and for as well the nuts into the holes. To make sure that the nuts are aligned onto the PVC pipe, there is this tangent mate to make sure the nuts and the hex bolts are touching the pipe as they would be in the prototype, because they will be screwed in all the way. So this applies to the nuts as well. This parallel mate actually aligns the nuts such that they face pointing this way. So this is the plane of the hex bolt, and this is the plane that has been created up above. Down below we have created planes such that we can position the hex bolt in this orientation shown, and that gives it its fixed meaning. Again, similarly, these nuts, these hex bolts, are going to be positioned in this orientation shown by mating their plane with that of the front plane. And once again, these hex bolts have mating to the front plane such that they're in this orientation shown. The purpose of doing all of this orientation is because if this was turned such that this point was facing here, these would be touching, and that is not what we want to show here. moving on to the wheels, we have the bolt that is holding the wheels to the wheelchair pipe, concentric, such that the center of the wheel will be lined up with the center of the pipe. And similarly, we have a washer on here, which we had in the prototype, and this is coincident with the wheel because the washer is assembled this way and allows the wheel to better move and spin. Here we have a distance mate, and the purpose of this is to make sure that the hex bolt is a certain distance away from this bearing and to continue with some views of the wheelchair. We can explode it. This shows how the wheelchair is assembled. This animation shows how it is assembled. And there's also an animation showing how it can be disassembled. And this concludes how this assembly was made. As you can see, we have the P connector fixed and everything mated to it. Some are not fully defined because we can see them move, such as the wheel. And this concludes the assembly video.